Hi guys, so today I came home for lunch and I have the most amazing surprise. I've got my package from LunarBeauty. I'm super excited. It actually came in a really nice package. I just got off of work, so I decided to wash off my makeup and I wanted to just do like a first impression of this sweet little palette. So it came in a box like this, just a regular box here. On the inside of the box, not that anybody cares, if you keep these boxes you might, it does say LunarBeauty on there, so that's really cool. He actually went ahead and did a lot of stuff and planning, it looks like, when it comes to even sending out his packages. The palette itself was packaged in this cute little paper, which has an L and a B on it for LunarBeauty, and then there's a B little sticker there, which again I think is a super nice touch. Everything was bubble wrapped very nicely, so it came pretty secure. I opened it up right away because I wanted to make sure that it wasn't ruined, because sometimes when you get palettes in the mail they do come broken, and mine was definitely not broken. Here's what the packaging looks like. It has like glitter embossed and it says "Life's a Drag," and then it's just like a pink color with a rose, like a rose gold with gold color packaging there, and it does say like Manny Ecker. And then this is what everybody's here for. Here's what the actual palette looks like. It's super pretty. It has like, so you can see, has like a little rainbowy stuff on it, and those are Manny's eyes, I believe. And then on the back it basically just says LunarBeauty. So when you open up the palette here, you get a really nice cover for the actual shadows. Nobody ever really keeps this, but this is actually really thick and really sturdy, which I was not expecting. Most of the time you get those little, you know, covers for your palettes there, and they're super flimsy, so I'm really impressed by that. And then you do get this cute mirror here, which I'm going to try not to blind you guys. It does say "Be a Queen" on the mirror, which is really cute. And then you get all 14 shadows, plus you get a brush in the shadow palette. I have not touched these shadows. I just opened it during my lunch break because I wanted to make sure that everything was intact, and it was, so that was about it. The brush is pretty sturdy. It's a double-ended brush, and it says LunarBeauty on it, and you get like a fluffy end here and then a packer side here on this side. So that's nice that he came out with a palette that did have a brush. That's always a plus. I'm hoping that this brush works really well, and I think it will. It seems like it's going to be a nice nice brush to use with this palette if you don't have other brushes in your collection. Here are what the shadows look like here. I must say that I was pretty impressed by it. I thought that Snatched, which is the red color, was going to be more red, and it does look more red on camera, but it's actually more of a burgundy rich red color, not, you know, bright red like you would see like on the American flag or something. It's more of a burgundy color, so I'm really happy about that. All the colors in here look super nice, so I'm really excited to try them out. But let me go ahead and show you them here one more time. So the red in the palette is not a bright red, it's more of a burgundy red. You get 12 mattes in the palette, so you get 12 of your neutrals on this side, and then you get 12 of your pops of color on this side, and then you only get 2 of the shimmer colors, which Legendary and Beat, which are the top. Legendary here, and then Beat is this one here. I'm really happy that this palette wasn't a full, you know, shimmer palette. The palette itself, it's really sturdy. It's kind of heavy. It weighs a lot compared to other palettes that I have. So I'm really impressed by the fact that it seems like it's just super sturdy. I like that. I ended up paying I think it was $51.50 for this. It came out, it was $45 on his website, but then I ended up having to pay $6 in shipping, so it was like $6.50 in shipping, so it came out to $51.50 altogether, which isn't bad when you think about it, considering the fact that you are getting neutrals and you're getting pops of color here. So I'm really happy with that. So I've already primed my eyes. I just decided to go ahead and do a first impression, so we're gonna go in with the Manny brush, and I'm gonna take my first color. I'm really excited. So my first color I'm going to use, which is probably what most people have used when they did this first impression. Oh, also the palette does bend all the way back, so you can set it on your counter. It's going to be really easy just to set it like this and just dip into it on your makeup counter or your bathroom counter, wherever you put makeup on. So I'm going to go ahead and go into thickening first, which is going to be this color here, and it's going to be the first matte that I'm going to use. I'm going to take it on the Manny brush that came in the palette, and there's a little bit of kickoff. And I'm going to take it right into the crease. So let me get closer so we can see. I've already primed my eyes with the Urban Decay Aging Primer, just so you know. So let's go ahead and take that right in the crease with this brush here. This brush is kind of, it's a little stiff for my liking when I'm putting on a crease color. So I'm just going to take another fluffy brush from my, you know, collection, and it's going to be the Morphe 441, and use that instead. See if I can blend it out a little bit better. Yeah, that's working a little bit better there. So as you can see, it's super pigmented, which, you know, we all know that Manny anyway loves to say that, but it is actually really pigmented, especially since it's the lighter of the colors in there. So far so good. I'm just doing the crease color, but it seems to be blending really nicely. And I have no issues so far. Very pigmented though. I'm really excited about the pigment so far with even that color, because it's so close to my skin tone that I thought maybe it wouldn't show up, but it's definitely showing up. So I'm just like messily putting this in my crease and above my eye socket bone there. Alright, so that's the first color. The second color I'm going to go ahead and try, which is going to be this color here. A little bit of kickoff on the brush, but that's normal and I don't care about that. I'm going to put that in the crease as well, just to deepen up that color a little bit and see what it does. Definitely deepens up like that. I got this palette because I thought it would be a really nice palette for everyday use, because it does have all the neutrals in it. But then I thought, you know, for somebody who doesn't have as many palettes as I do, this would be really nice for them to have, you know, pops of color, plus, you know, have all your neutrals throughout this palette so that you can, you know, change things up if that's what you really want to do. But I love the fact that it has both, you know, you can have a variety of different things that you can try out on with this palette. Alright, the next color I'm going to go into with the same brush is Trend and a little bit of Mug. I'm going to put that right in the outer corners of our eyes. Oh, it is blending out really, really nicely, so I'm really happy with that. I don't seem to have any patchiness, which is really good. So far, I'm pretty impressed with the way the shadows are blending out, and they seem to have enough pigment in them to get where I want to be. And they're not too overly pigmented, which is really good too, because sometimes that could be, you know, a fail for somebody that's not used to using a lot of pigment in on their eyes, especially if you're just starting out with makeup and maybe this is something that you decided to pick up, you know, as your first big palette. Alright, so far that's where we're at. That looks really, really pretty. I think so far it's still blending out really nicely. I'm just going to take a little bit of Mug here. There we go. Alright, so the next color I'm going to go ahead and take is going to be Beat, which is going to be the shimmery color in the palette. I'm not going to wet my brush. I'm just going to take it on the Manny brush here, and I'm going to take the flat end and see what this does. Wow, that did a really good job. Right off the bat, I see a bunch of glitter, so that's super impressive. And I did not wet my brush or anything like that, so that's actually really, really impressive. That's pretty. That's really pretty. The packer side of the brush works really, really well, which is nice for packing on some shimmer if you want to. That did a really good job. That was a really, really good job. And just, you know, for shits and giggles, I'm going to take some of Legendary, which is the gold color, and I'm going to just put it right here on the edge here of that and see what that does. Just pack that in there. That's pretty too. That actually works really, really well. Right next to each other. And it makes a really, really pretty color on top of each other too. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's really pretty. Alright, so I do see a little bit of glitter fallout right here, but I think that was my thing. I don't know if I overpacked, because there's not glitter on this side, but there's a little bit of glitter on this side, so it might be something that I did with the brush. So so far so good. Alright, I'm gonna go in with the Manny brush here, and I'm gonna take Snatched, which is gonna be, you know, the reddish color on this side here, and I'm gonna use it on the fluffy side of the Manny brush here. So let's see here. I'm gonna just kind of swoop it in here, kind of stamp it just on the outer V. That's definitely a really good burgundy color. Just gonna take it in a little bit. In the crease. And I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush and just kind of swoop it. Just kind of make it more cohesive. Pick another brush. And it's gonna be the M518 for Morphe. Go back into Shooken and just kind of blend those edges out right up here. Oh, that came out super nice. That did a really good job. I like that. That looks really pretty. I don't think that my camera is doing the shimmer colors any justice whatsoever, but that's really, really pretty. Bean is so pretty. All right, so because I want to try to use some of the colors in here, I'm gonna go ahead and take Fishy, which is the blue, and on a Morphe brush, the M124 brush, I'm gonna go right into Fishy here. Got some on my brush. I'm gonna take it on my lower lash line here. And I'm just playing around with these colors, so it's nothing too exciting. I just wanted to see how everything kind of blended now that I have the palette in my little hands. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take some of Pageant Queen, which is the purple in the palette. On the same brush, I'm gonna run that right under that purple or that blue. Ooh, that's pretty. Just like that. That is super pretty. All right, and then just because I can, I don't know how this is gonna look, I'm gonna take a little bit of Campy, which is gonna be the yellow in the palette. Let's see what Campy does. Where shall I put that? Right here on the very edge of that. I'm just patting that in there. Pretty. That's really, really pretty. All right. So now I'm just going to take the same brush from Morphe and just wiping it off on my color swatch. It's the M124, and I'm gonna go into Shady, which is the black. I'm gonna just line my eyes with that. I'm gonna go into Cake Face, which is this white color here. And just put it right, ooh, that's white for sure. Right on my brow bone there. Cake Face is not playing around, it's definitely white. All right, so that is my first impression. Let me go put my mascara on and put some liner on, and I'll show you what it looks like a little bit further away. But let me show you a little bit more of a close-up here, so you can see what I did. But everything seemed to be blending really, really nicely. Everything kind of has its own little area, and you can see the purple and the blue at the bottom. You can see the red and the orange, or the red and the yellow, and you know, all of the glimmer colors. I do have some fallout here from the glitter, so you may want to spray your brush if you don't want to get glitter, or if you may want to use some glitter glue. But I definitely have some glitter fallout on my face, so if you don't like glitter, that's something to be aware of. But let me go just throw on some mascara real quick, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. All right, and this is what the finish eye look looks like with mascara and a little bit of eyeliner. So I am super impressed with it so far. Of course, this is my first impression. I literally pulled it out of the box and decided to try it on for the first time with you guys, and I think it does really, really well at blending. I like this, you know, really quick, you know, unconventional type of look that I came up with, using the blues and the purples at the bottom and some of the reds and then the shimmery colors and on the top. So I think it did a good job of that. I was super impressed with Cake Faced, how white that shadow is up top here. I wasn't expecting that much pigment out of it, which is this white shadow here. The black actually does really well as an eyeliner. The only issue I have right now is either Beaten or Legend. I'm not sure which one was getting all over the face, but I did use them both, and I do have a little bit of glitter fallout under my eyes, so that's one that you may want to wet the brush with, but it's not necessary because it actually performed, both of those performed very well without wetting the brush. But if you wet your brush, you may have less fallout, and you may not have the issue. But I can definitely see a little bit of glitter when I move my face, and if that's an issue for you, you may want to wet your brush and then maybe use a glitter glue in the area, only in the area that you're gonna be putting that shadow. I used Snatched, which is what I have on the outer V there. I think that's a really pretty color. Like I said, when I first started this video, I thought Snatched was gonna be a bright red just from looking at it in other people's videos, but it's not. It's more of a burgundy red color, which is really pretty. Pageant Queen, the blue or the purple is super pigmented and very pretty, and so is Fishy. That's a really pretty color as well. So I think this is something that I will get a lot of use out of. This may be one of my new everyday palettes. The brush itself, it is okay. Most of the time these brushes that come with palettes like this are not very useful, but I did find the smaller side here to be pretty useful. I think that it would be also really nice to get under the eye if you want to put shadow under the eye. This side of the brush here was okay for me. It's good to get right in the outer V and maybe pack on some color there. So it will definitely come in handy for me. But it's like I've said in the past, most of the time when I get brushes and palettes, I'm not too thrilled about them, but this one I think I may get some use out of. And I like the way it says LunarBeauty on there. It kind of reminds me of Beauty and the Beast, the writing on Beauty and the Beast. That's what it looks like to me. But I think Manny actually did a really good job with this palette, and I'm actually happy that I bought it. It's a beautiful covered palette, something that you can keep on your desk as a display if you're something like that. It's super sturdy, and it cost me $45 plus the $6 in shipping, so a total of $51. So that's something to take into account if you're not you know, if you're on a budget. This may be something that could be an everyday palette for you with a few pops of colors, because it does have your neutrally, you know, everyday type of colors here, plus these colors here are just, you know, really nice to play around with, and hopefully people will get use out of those. I think I will. Eventually I'll be able to incorporate a lot of these different colors into my looks, just, you know, maybe under the eye or on top, you know, just little pops of color here and there. So I do think that he did a really good job. So I will hopefully will be doing another look with this, not a quick look like I did today to just try to test out these colors and see how they blend. I'm super impressed with the way they blend. So if that's something you guys were interested in or wanted to know about, the colors blend out really nicely. I had no issues. There's absolutely no patchiness whatsoever, which is really nice. I just had the two issues with, or the issue with Beaten and Legendary, you know, having a little bit of glitter fallout, which is, you know, that's something that most, you know, glitters have in them, which, I mean, could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on how you see it. The pigment on the glitters is really nice. It's super pretty. So I can't complain about that. I'll just have to learn to work around the two glitters in here, but other than that, so far I think that all of these work really well. I will be, like I said, hopefully doing another look with Sherri Ward. We're gonna do a collab, so she was waiting to get her palette too. So as soon as she gets her palette, and she probably does her first impression, and then we'll probably do some looks using this palette together, which I'm really excited about because I haven't done anything with her in a while. So look forward to that, and then at that point I'll let you know how it lasts throughout the day, if it, you know, fades away or anything like that. But as far as I can tell, it looks like it's gonna last really nicely on the eyes because of the way it blended, and just because it just looks really pretty. I really like it. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, this was a quick first, you know, impression of this palette, and I just got it in the mail today. But let me know if you have any questions from this point forward. I'll let you know if I have any issues with it. I just picked it up. I'll be wearing it again tomorrow, and then I'll wear it probably all for the rest of the week so that I can get a good feel for this palette. But so far, with just, you know, putting the eyeshadows on right now, I think it looks really nice and it works really well. So alright guys, I hope you guys have a great afternoon. Let me know again if you have any questions, and I shall talk to you later. Bye bye.